Hi y'all, my name is Melody and thanks for stopping by, and if you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome as well. I love everyone that comes and sits and watches my videos. I am basically me, and I put just whatever on YouTube that I feel like I am intrigued about or what I like to talk about on a daily basis. This summer it has been books because obviously we're stuck at home, and I am a highly lover of books. So this video is my July wrap up and my August TBR. I'll just go ahead and I'm just going to tell you what books I read in July. If you do want to see reviews of those books, if you just go and look into my channel, there is links and descriptions for those books that I read. I won't go over all the details, but I did do quite a lot in July. I actually completed my challenge for the year. My challenge was only 40 books. The reason for that being that last year I read 39 books. I had a job last year as well, so I didn't expect to go through as many books as I did this year, along with having health problems. Videos are somewhere I'm pointing, but there is nothing to point about. Yeah, if you want to look in at my previous videos, you'll know what I'm actually going through and why I've been reading so much, being stuck at home, not only from the virus, but also for my own health as well. I'm currently recovering from surgery. So let's just go through these books. The first book I read in July was Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reid. That's a good book, definitely would recommend. It's very good. It's more of a young adult type of book, but it's not too much younger that you can't relate to it. It's about a woman who's just graduated college. I read The Hate You Give by Angie. That was the next book I read. I really enjoyed this book. I loved it. I feel that there was a very important message in both those books. Such a Fun Age and The Hate You Give are both good message books. I've actually given those to my 15-year-old to read as well, for her to see about lives in America and things like that, since I am in the UK and in Scotland, and a lot of the experiences that Black Americans she won't have been able to see it or see it from the viewpoint of somebody who is within that struggle, as most of the things that they learn here is history from afar, like it has been but oh yeah, if you don't know me, I'm a history major as well, so that's why I'm really into history. But yeah, a lot of things that they do in their history classes are actually teaching it like it's something that has happened and is not still going on, and I want her to recognize that these things are still going on, and that way that she has a voice and can stand up for her friends or whoever anything happens to in the future. The next book I read was Superior, The Return of Race Science by Sani. This was an absolutely brilliant book about how race was socially constructed by white European men to make sure that they were ahead of the curve, and how that the difference in genetics is so minute that there isn't much difference between anyone in the world. I'm so sorry because every time I do this my nose runs. But how there is not enough difference to say that one race is genetically better than the other, because the differences are so minute, such as like skin tone, that sort of thing. But it's not big enough for us to actually have separate races, and it's just a social construct. I know that we need to still break the social construct, but it's a very interesting read. And by the way, if you want to spend your money on those DNA tests, don't, because they are a joke. That's what I've learned. Okay, the next one is Someone's Story by B.A. Bellick. It's a book that I got from an author who sent me a copy, and I've read that. I will be talking about that, I believe, later this week, so I won't give you any spoilers here. I also will be talking about The Hate You Give. I had to sit down and have a think about it before I wrote up, because I feel like in some aspects I shouldn't really be reviewing this book, because as a white middle-aged woman who, although is a lower income, has not the same experience, but I'll give my thoughts on that in a video coming up as well. The next book I read was To Be Continued by James Robertson. That was, I said it in the thing, it's slow to begin with, but once it gets going, it's a can't put down what the heck is going on here kind of read. It's just a crazy wild ride as well. The next one I finished was The First Aid. It's As the World Dies, series number 1 with Rian and Frater. I have the other 2 books, so I'll talk about that later, but that was a really good listen to. And then I read How to Be Champion by Sarah Millican. Enjoyed that one as well. Then Am I Ugly by Michelle Ellman I read. I enjoyed it, but I think it's more for younger readers sort of thing, maybe in high school or that need to look at body positivity and to see some in a different way. As someone who is lower income, obviously this book is more of, well, she goes to a boarding school that's all girls, and I feel like I couldn't relate as well to herself. And I know this is her autobiography and this is her story, but I wanted to have more of a message behind it, and I didn't really feel like I got that. The next one I read was The Man Who Played with Fire, Stieg Larsson's Lost Files and the Hunt for an Assassin by Jan Stocklasse. Like I said before, no answers, conspiracy theories aplenty. The next one was The Guest List by Lucy Foley, and that was really enjoyable to an extent until I got to the end and I was like, is that it? I felt like there should have been more after it because I feel like the character development deserved more at the end, but it is what it is. It was a decent read. Then I read Bird Box, which is obviously the inspiration for the Netflix movie by Josh Malerman, and that was absolutely brilliant. I loved it so much. It was much better than the movie because it was like psychological yet like creepy as well, and that's something that I really enjoyed. And let me just have a look here. That was the last one I've read, and now I've already started my August TBR. So let me just see how many I read. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11, that's not bad. Pause one moment for dogs. Okay, I think they've stopped now, so I'm going to just continue. Okay, so that gets me into my August TBR. Now, what I'm actually doing for my August TBR is I have a list of books on my Goodreads that's 37 books long. And what I want to do is just to go through that as best I can. Now, I do have some books for my book club as well that I am actually reading. So the first books I'm going through are the books that I have downloaded or bought already, and then I'm gonna go, and then I will start buying new books after that. But I also do have to start this month working on my dissertation, which I have been putting off because of health reasons and things like that. I just can't concentrate when I'm on painkillers, to be honest with you. My eyes just roll back in my head and I fall asleep. So, and that's been the way for the last week since I had surgery, because I've never had general anesthetic before, and it's just really odd. I get really into a book, but I fall asleep. So I'll tell you what books I've got at the moment that I am going to read, and then once we get to the end of the month, we'll see if I've made it through those books and if I've added to those books. I've already finished 2. One was Deviant, the shocking story of Ed Gein, or Gein like Fiend. Gein like Fiend. There will be a video coming out about that. So that will be one of my true crime books. Next one, So Lucky by Donna Porter. Another video will be coming about that. I am currently reading Your Perfect Year by Charlotte Lucas. I also have Forget Her Name by Jane Holland. I'm not going to read any synopsis because I don't actually want to read synopsis before I read these books. And then I have A Search for Belonging by Michael Fuller. 12 Years a Slave by Solomon Northup, because I haven't read that. I do need to read The Life of St. Margaret, Queen of Scotland. That's an important read for my dissertation. I have Dot Hutchison's Deadly Waters and Ruth Wake, I think it is, The Turn of the Key. And let me just go on to my want to read, because some of these are actually on my Audible as well. So let me just see. I've got Grown Ups by Marion Keynes. That's on my Audible. Let's have a look. Then I have the other two Rhiannon Frater books as well, on my Audible. After Siege, and I think After Siege is the new one. That's number 4, but I've got number 2 and 3 on my Audible already, so I'll go through those hopefully. And then I need to do Killers of the Flower Moon, the Osage Murders, and The Birth of the FBI, and that's for a book club. But I mean, to be honest, I'll make a video about each of these, so we'll get into it once we've got it all done. But a lot of these books are set just now. I like to add to my books, so you can leave me suggestions. I will put it at the end, and I'll get to it as soon as I'm available. Once school starts going, I don't know how much I'm going to be able to read as such. I may have to do a lot of Audible readings because I'll be hopefully walking, and going to class. We don't know how school's going to work, if I'm going to have to travel in. If I'm not going to have to travel in, I may get some time at home to read before my children come home from school, because they start school next week, which is a very concerning time as a parent, especially in these days. And hopefully the school's done everything they possibly can. From what I've seen, it looks like they'll be safe, but we can only hope right now. Anywho, I think that's the end of me right now for this one. I will bid you all adieu. I will say, if you like me to like this video, please hit the subscribe button, thumbs up, all that good stuff. Definitely still, the message is to stay safe as everything ebbs and flows. Stay positive. I know I'm trying to, and I will see you in the next one. I love you guys. Bye.